it is time for RoboCop. This is a suggestion from one of the members at our Discord. Big shout out to Lewis, I think, who suggested this. Yeah, I haven't played it before, guys. So, you could play this on Xbox, on PS2, on PC, and I think there was one more system, but I can't remember. Oh, the GameCube. But the GameCube version of this was exclusive to Japan, which I found most strange, apparently. Yeah, it's supposed to be a first-person shooter, and like I say, I haven't played it before. Oh, here we go. I love RoboCop. I love Rogue City, I think it was called, which released recent times on the newer consoles. I actually played that and completed it last year. What's wrong with his mouth? Yeah, this is supposed to be terrible, guys. So, I'm intrigued by this. This is the PS2 version, by the way. The worst version is supposed to be Xbox, but I couldn't get my hands on that version. So, I am upscaling this to 1080p, emulating... Oh, I said 209. See what you see, Mike. Emulating with a bit of software called PCSX2. I couldn't find a widescreen patch for it, which is unusual. Oh, no, it's not, the voice actor from the movie whose name escapes me. He was great as RoboCop, wasn't he? I think he was RoboCop in 1 and 2, wasn't he? But not in the other films. And I think RoboCop 1 and 2 are the best films, and I think the films after that were bad. I think the TV series is supposed to be terrible, if there's a TV series. I'm sure I remember that being a thing. Anyway. Oh, this is that music. So, let's go normal difficulty here, and, oh, it's the Neo Detroit TV making the world smaller.
The electoral campaign for mayor of Neo Detroit.
Oh, this is all very RoboCop. So far, so good. So far, so good. I like this presentation. I feel like I'm in the RoboCop universe here.
Good evening, RoboCop. We've received a distress call from a store owner in the eastern sector of Neo Detroit. 2 rival gangs are battling it out in the street. Get over there as soon as possible and take care of it.
I mean, that's RoboCop. Gangs. Gangs, gangs, and more gangs. It's completely... If you haven't seen the movies, or you know nothing about the RoboCop universe in general, it's all completely over the top. And I loved it. When I was a kid... RoboCop 1, when I was a kid, scared me. Because I was quite young. I think... I want to say 1989, the first film released. Oh, here we go. You choose your case that you want to. Let's go with SpongeBob SquarePants case. But, terrible joke, Mike. Yeah, you basically... I don't know what I was saying. Right, downtown. That was the only option I could choose there. Yeah, the movie scared me. I think it was 1989. Because Ed 209 scared me. Because he makes, like, weird sort of... lion sound effects. And it just looked and sounded weird, especially the way he moved in it, because it was like, oh, here we go. Oh, no. I don't like this. Is there... Where's the options? Where's the options? Basically, up is down and down is up. Oh, guys. And there's no options in start. That's ridiculous. Ah, okay. I'll make do, but I can't play like this. Inverted controls was the words I was thinking of, looking for. I think graphically this looks okay. It's very RoboCop. It's very RoboCop in Detroit, where RoboCop is set, of course, if you didn't know. Look out! Look out! But I mean, it is being upscaled. The frame rate, I can't get my words out. The frame rate is abysmal. Oh, but guys, inverted. They got golden eye faces. Which is fine. I like golden eye faces. It has got the golden eyes about it, you know. I can't, no, guys. I can't. There we go. Right. Let's try that again. That's if you can change the controls, though. Let's have a look. Controller, please, please, please. subtitles are on. Why is there 2 little chat boxes there? That's weird. Right, controller. There we go. So let's invert look. I thought it was the other way round. Why wasn't that checked? I don't know what I'm saying. Just ignore me. Right, we'll pretend the video starts here. This is Bad Video Games. This is RoboCop on the PS2. 2003, this was released, I think.
In politics,
And the game rankings, or Metacritic rather, the Metacritic average score currently sits at 30 out of 100 for this. That's the Xbox version. So it's had lots of 2s out of 10s. Actually, official PlayStation magazine, the UK official PlayStation magazine, the actual magazine, like paper magazine from back in the day, scored this a 2 out of 10. That's an abysmal score for them. Because I found that they were quite easy on games with reviews. You generally didn't see a lot of games getting under a 5 out of 10. Or at least that's how I remember things with that magazine. Anyway, that's much better. Okay, now we can play. Now I feel like RoboCop. So, if anyone out there has played Rogue City, I'm sure you'll agree with me. That must have been influenced in some way by this. Except that game is actually good, if a little janky. I really enjoyed my time with it. That actually does run on Unreal Engine 5, if you haven't played it, guys. It's well worth a look. It's gorgeous, but janky. How do you... He just keeps turning. I just want to... Right, okay, I think I've done that. The civilian did run away. I didn't shoot the civilian as well. This is janky as all hell. Now, I know I said Rogue City is janky, but that game is actually okay. That's like an 8 out of 10 video game. This is janky. The gunplay is atrocious. Okay. How do I arrest? Get your hands up. I'm pressing X, which is usually the action button on PlayStation games, but X didn't do anything. Okay. Because RoboCop obviously doesn't kill innocent... Well, not innocent, but if someone surrenders to RoboCop, he'll just arrest them. He wouldn't just shoot them. He's a good man. Well, he's a good part machine, part cop. No, what was it? What was the slogan? Part human, part machine. Yeah, part human, part machine, all cop. I remember that being the slogan for the first movie, because I remember having that poster when I was a kid. It sounds a bit like him. What's his name? Peter something, wasn't it? Okay. Our guys... the gunplay's poor in this. Now... I've said this. Oh, that's cool. So when you are fully loaded, your gun doesn't need a reload, basically. You do that. You spin the gun. That's cool. It's a cool touch. Okay. Kenneth Scott. I don't remember Kenneth Scott. Oh, the music's abysmal. It's absolutely abysmal, the music. You might not hear it. It's really faint for me. Oh, there's some baby food on the floor. There you go. That's what RoboCop does eat in the films, if you didn't know. So I'm going to be referencing a lot of things whilst I play this. Like, just assuming that you guys don't know anything about RoboCop. But most of you watching this, I'm sure, know everything about RoboCop. But just in case you don't. And if you haven't seen the movies, they haven't aged particularly well, but I still love them. I actually watched RoboCop 1, 2, and 3... all in one, I say in one sitting, over the course of 2 days, a few months back. And had a great time, even with 3, even though 3 is pretty bad. The scum are hiding out in the sewers. If you were a bad guy, I'm assuming the sewers are this way. If you were a bad guy, would you hang out in the sewers, though? I wouldn't.
Take that mother out.
Ah! Take that mother out. Oh, that was cool. What the... Did you hear that? When, like, big machine gun guy, minigun guy died. He did this bizarre noise. This is absolutely woeful, this. I love it. So I've got some form of dynamite, as you can see on the left-hand side. I have no idea how to use it. You're not getting any button prompts here. It just throws you in, go and play, you know? Work it all out for yourself, which is fine. It's R1 to shoot, which is no surprise to anyone. There's no jump button, which is good, because RoboCop didn't jump, but for some reason... Oh! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. For some reason on the... So, right. We had a RoboCop game. How do I use the dynamite then? Because I'm assuming this van is blocking the sewers. Because when we approached that van at first, we got that dialogue about the sewers. I don't know. So yeah, RoboCop. The 8-bit and 16-bit game we had, I owned it on the Spectrum. Very, very good video game. Not related to this game at all. That was a side-scrolling shooter or platformer shooter. You know, like the old school style, like Mega Man looking games. Let's have a look at the briefing again as well, so I'm not just walking around like a headless chicken. But yeah, that game was brilliant on Spectrum. RoboCop couldn't jump. This is such a silly thing to nitpick about. But I'm pretty sure on the Amiga and C64 versions, you had a jump button. RoboCop didn't jump. Like, he was as heavy as a car. He used to stroll around really slowly, and that was his thing, you know? Anyway, I'll stop referencing other RoboCop games, because this is all about RoboCop, which is all this game is called. I don't think there's any additional... any additional words attached to the name of this game, like RoboCop Rogue City. I just think this is RoboCop, which is great. Which is fine. Hey, there you go. So X worked then, the action button. It must be the action button, because it worked then. It doesn't work all the time, though. This is weird. It might be an emulation issue or glitch. I think it's poor game design. This game feels and looks like it's struggling a bit to me. Like in regards to the, yeah, the stuff it's trying to do in the background here. Like the graphics, basically, and the music. It sounds like it keeps lagging. Oh my god, the AI is awful on the enemies. I don't know where to go, guys. There's no map. There's no objective marker, which is fine. I like figuring stuff out for myself. I've got this dynamite on the left-hand side of the screen there, which, again, I assume is to use to detonate or to place on this van. Because the sewers are behind this van, surely. Uh-oh. I like these calls coming through and stuff, like, in real time kind of thing. That's not working, is it? Respawning enemies, though. I do not like any first-person shooter with respawning enemies. It was the one thing for me that ruined Far Cry 2. That game for me would have been a 9 or a 10 out of 10 game. Except for those respawning gangs at the outposts. It really did spoil an otherwise fantastic game, in my opinion. And it's the same here, even though this isn't an otherwise fantastic game. I don't know where to go, guys. But yeah, the audio's struggling as well. It might not come across in the video, because like I say, the music is very quiet in this. It's like just subtle in the background. It's background music. But it keeps slowing down, like you've got a cassette tape. You know what I mean? Remember that with cassette tapes? It'd hit certain parts of a song or an album, or it'd just go and then it'd speed back up. That was my impression, by the way, of a cassette tape slowing down. I'm embarrassed. Here we go, it's the sewers. It's this way then.
Energy.
Okay.
Yes, sir, Mr. General, sir.
What on earth? The humour in this so far, the style. Can I go through any of these doors? Surely this is the way to the sewers. Yeah, but the style here is spot on. I think they've got that down to a T in regards to the writing here, the silliness. Because RoboCop, like I said earlier, is over the top. Right, has that blown up the doors? No. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here then. And that's what I loved about it. I mean, essentially, RoboCop's a superhero, isn't he? And like, some people put him in the same category as the likes of Batman on the streets, fighting crime, that kind of thing. Even though it's not DC Universe, but you guys know what I mean. So again, stylistically, the tone and tonally, it's spot on. But the actual gameplay is atrocious.
1154, suspicious vehicle.
Oh, they spelt vehicle wrong. They've really spelt that badly wrong. Oh my god, and it was left in. No one checked that. Holy. Holy moly. Oh, guys. I get frustrated now. So, whilst I try and figure out what to do, I'm glancing over at the little wiki article for this. The reception section of the wiki. And basically, Alex Navarro of GameSpot, and I like Alex's reviews, he went on to work at Giant Bomb after GameSpot. Generally, I'd agree with a lot of his reviews. And he said basically, or he criticised the sound and the graphics, the game's difficulty, slow player movements. I don't mind that. RoboCop is slow, but maybe he just means the whole general, the way he turns and stuff. A poor targeting system, agree. Poor controls, agree.
You are under arrest.
Hey, there you go. X works when it wants to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alex also said the abundance of enemies as well as the lack of objects to hide behind. That is interesting. Doesn't say anything about respawning enemies, but I guess the abundance of enemies tells you everything you need to know. Hey, what's up with... Is that the guy in the first film who gets covered in acid? It's quite gruesome, it must be said, because that bit scared me, actually, when I was a kid. Because his face looks similar. Anyway... I don't think it was. I just think it was your general grunt. But he looked like an alien. He looked like a character from Mass Effect or something. This is a weird old game, this. The developer... Now, I haven't got that page open on the PC. I'm going to have to remember. Oh, who's the developer? It's going to annoy me now. Titus. Titus. And if anyone out there can name a Titus game, or game made by Titus Studios, I'll be impressed, because I can't. I don't remember them, I must admit. This is a fantastic suggestion. I didn't even know this game existed on PS2, because I still would have been playing my PS2 around now, but I would have been playing a lot of PS3, and probably that is it. Like, PS3 was just like, may as well have been glued into my PS2. Oh, guys, I know this is boring for you, but I don't know what to do here. Oh, there you go. I've used it. Have I used it? That answers that. I swear I've been pressing X by that van repeatedly, but then it decides to... look at Robo.
And don't come back until you learn how a
Hey? It decides to work then, but not earlier. Why? Maybe you do have to do it at a certain part of the van. But like an idiot, I decide just to stand there and wait for the bomb to do its thing. Oh, Mike. Never change, Mike. Never change. Anyway, we're going to go straight to the van this time, okay? No messing about. Okay.
Look out! A shopkeeper's been taken hostage.
Oh, I forgot about this bit. Just rescue this guy. I feel bad for him.
Drop your gun. You're under arrest.
Right. So I'm tapping X to arrest him, but he won't arrest him because he's still in fighting mode. He's resisting, basically. You can only arrest people who aren't resisting.
Ammunition.
It's all very random. It's all just thrown together. I don't think it's a 2 out of 10 game. more of a 3 out of 10. Okay. Right, I gotta go here first. Minigun guy. Oh, guys, listen to when he dies, okay?
Burn them down.
Let's blow that up. Oh, he didn't do it! Hey? Oh my god, I thought it was gonna crash. He didn't do that silly noise. Anyway, I've got the dynamite this time. Well, I had it last time, but you've got to come in here, basically, to get the dynamite. It's got slight puzzle elements to it, I guess. Let's have a look at the... There you go. That's RoboCop's main weapon. I want to see if I was doing this right or not. Right, there's the explosive charge. It doesn't tell you, though, does it? It doesn't tell you how to use it. It's annoying. It doesn't really tell you how to do anything. Like, I like vague games, but it doesn't really work here for me. Anyway, there you go. Get away from it this time, Mike. There we go. It was as simple as that. I just made everything look far more convoluted than it needed to be. But no, it's not a 2 out of 10 game in my opinion, but it's pretty bad. I love any video game where I'm in or playing in that RoboCop universe anyway. I like the gritty cyberpunk style of shooter. So, oh god, look at all the enemies though. Alex Navarro, the reviewer, was right. He was spot on. Look at this. It wouldn't be so bad if the gunplay was so bad, if that makes sense. It's absolutely terrible, the gunplay in this. It doesn't feel like you connect half the time. And I can hear the music slowing down again. It could be...
You are under arrest.
Ah, I love the way they fade out
Ammunition.
when you arrest them. You could have had just a little animation of them just like, I don't know, getting onto their knees then and looking at the floor, feeling terrible about their lives because you've arrested them or something. Just putting on some handcuffs or whatever. Not just like disappearing. There you go, cargo checked. The X button worked there. It wasn't working when I was checking crates earlier. And now it's not working. This game's got a mind of its own. Right, we finally got to the sewers. This is all over the place, this. All over the place. Would I have enjoyed this back in the day? Probably would have loved this. Probably would have, guys, I gotta say. Is it a bad video game? Hell yes. But some bad video games are fun to play. They're worth a look. This is definitely one of those. It's rough, though, isn't it? This is rough as all. Anyway, we're in the sewers. We're twisting handle things. There you go. There goes the water. Handle things. What are they called? I don't know. I always think of Half-Life 2 whenever I see them. Let's put it that way. Handle things. Oh, Mike. Come on. More reviews. I was wrong. The PS2, this version is actually considered the worst. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Minigun Guy. Ah, there you go. Ah, you done that weird scream. It's bizarre. Like, what's going on in here then? There's someone... Yeah, look, there's an enemy there. What's he doing? He's just standing there in water. Like, what are you doing? Again, video game logic. I'm a punk. I'm a bad guy. I'm just gonna stand in this deep, disgusting sewage water. Why? Like, what are you doing there? But yeah, PS2, this version is considered the worst. Which is interesting because official Xbox magazine, the UK edition of the official... No, I'm not getting through that. The UK edition of the official Xbox magazine scored it a 5.9 out of 10. But PS2 and PC, actually. PC Gamer gave this game 22%. That's poor, that. That's bad. It's weird, though, because one site, Game Zone, gave this a 7.3 out of 10. I don't know what they were smoking when they did the review. Because, no. Just no. It's way, way too janky. It's a sort of game where I would say, if it was like a modern game, it needed another 6 months or so in the oven. Like, this isn't ready. I've seen spelling errors. The AI... Well, there you go. There's the AI for you guys. I mean, what? He's standing there with his head and his arm in the fire. Just there, chilling. It's poor, this. But yeah, it needed another year, maybe. 6 months to a year in the oven. It weren't ready to go. And whilst we had that cutscene, I have clicked on Titus that I was referencing earlier. I will have a glance. I just don't want to die. Oh, look. Look at the AI in this. I know I keep going on about it. It needs to be said. You can't aim down your sight, by the way. It's, it kind of auto-aims at people for you, but not in a GTA way. It doesn't snap to them. It kind of just shows you, here you go, here they are, now kill them. But it's just rough. It's just rough. But yeah, apparently Titus made Offshore Warrior. Does anyone remember that game in 1988? I don't. But they did make Dick Tracy, which was a video game I do remember. But that's it, basically. Oh, they made Prince of Persia 2. The Shadow and the Flame, the SNES version. There you go. They were disbanded anyway. They made loads of games. I don't know if this was their swan song. Look at these guys. Like, what are you doing in here? Look, there's nowhere else to go, is there? They're just in here, chilling. I'm thinking about this too much, aren't I? Because if you consider arcadey games like... Oh, what's happening in there? It's kicking... Oh, no, don't shoot him. He was a civilian. Sorry, mate. But if you think of games, arcadey games, Dragon Ninja as an example, Shadow Warriors, etc., etc. I mean, you'd get guys running out of garages there, wielding baseball bats and machetes and stuff. It's just video game logic. It's why we love these old games, I guess.
Goes that way, RoboCop. I'm surprised more than one of them.
Ah, this is rough. Really rough. Right, he's opened the door for me because... Oh, he's hiding some RoboCop shield energy stuff. And a little passage to somewhere. It's just all so random. Very, very weird game. I think that's enough for me, guys. I think we've seen what we need to see and hear. Let me know your memories with, with this game. And... The yellow and black colour scheme that's going on with the enemies here reminds me of, I think, Vanquish on the PS3. I've actually, it's a good segue, featured that on this Bad Video Games playlist. That was woeful. Not as bad as this, though. This game is atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. The more I play, I think this might be a 2 out of 10, you know? Because this is getting tedious very quickly, this. The initial novelty of the RoboCop-ness to it all has worn off, guys, well and truly. Yeah, look out for more content coming to the channel. Can't get my words out. What's new? Let me know if you played this stinker of a game. Or did you actually like it? There you go. It's poor. I can't stop playing, guys. But it's poor. I'll speak to you all soon.
Take that mother out!
Oh. Yeah. Ammunition.
Take that mother